Okay, everyone, so I'm going to be reading these Reddie One Shots. It's really just quite short. You can find it at 0thanks_Pete, I think I don't know. But there's the name, so. $5 and they'll get together this month. Bullshit. 10 says they'll get together in the next 2 weeks. I've got 20 on this week. Guys, are we really betting on Richie and Eddie's potential relationship? You're such a buzzkill, Stan. Fine, I have 25 on Richie being into Bev. The trapdoor to the clubhouse opened above them and Richie's face appeared, silhouetted by the bright June sunlight. What are you losers talking about? He asked, dropping into the clubhouse with them. Nothing, trash mouth. Where's Eddie? Like I know, probably in the emergency room for stubbing his toe or something, he answered, getting a cigarette from Beverly. Aren't you two together every second of every single day? Mike half teased. Richie exhaled, smoke clouding his face. And what are you exactly implying? Homeschool? He chirped in a British accent. Nothing, Stan reassured wearily. They're just being weirdos, like you. Richie grinned. Wow, Stan the man gets mouthy. I must have missed something. We were thinking about going to the quarry tomorrow at 8, Ben chimed in. Bev smirked a bit. All right, now we're talking, Richie exclaimed, waving away the layer of cigarette smoke surrounding his face. Why don't you tell Eddie? There was a sly smile on Bill's face that none of the losers had seen before. Hell yeah, he loves the quarry, Richie sighed. He cleared his throat when he noticed the rest of the team staring at him. I should get going. Kiss your mom's goodnight for me. And just like that, he was gone. Are you sure they said 8? Yeah, of course. What do you take me for, an idiot? Maybe. Watch it, Spaghetti. I'll push you off the fucking cliff. Richie and Eddie were the only ones at the quarry, or so they thought. The others were hiding in the foliage nearby, waiting to see who was right about Richie and Eddie. They made sure not to bring their bikes, as they didn't want to risk being found out. Sure, the walk was long and tiring, but it was totally worth it. It's almost 8:30. Are they going to show up or not? Eddie sighed, kicking a pebble over the cliff. Richie looked over at him. Shit, man. I don't know. Why would they? Shut up. Huh? Shut up for a second. Eddie's gaze fixed on the horizon above the cliff. Look. Richie followed Eddie's line of sight into the sunset. The sky was splashed with pink, orange, yellow, and red blending into the beautiful watercolor-like view above the sun, setting lazily below the horizon. Richie laughed and threw his arm around Eddie, who was spellbound. Well, damn! This is cliché, isn't it? You have no romance in your soul, trash mouth, Eddie shot playfully. Eyes wide, Richie clapped a hand over his mouth. How can you say that, Eds? Rich? Here, watch me. He stood up, offered Eddie his hand. Eddie hesitantly accepted and let Richie pull him onto his feet. Richie dragged him over to the translator radio and set it in the channel that always made Frank Sinteria. Fly Me to the Moon was playing, and Richie grabbed Eddie's other hand and pulled him close. What are you doing? Eddie's face now matched the bright red of the setting sun. Richie touched his finger to Eddie's lips, gently, smiling faintly. Your turn to shut up, he whispered. Staring up into Richie's face, Eddie felt his knees go weak, and his head filled with stars. They swayed slowly to the music, murmuring nonsensical words that only made sense to them in that very moment. Eddie rested his head on Richie's shoulder. Don't go falling asleep on me, Eds, Richie whispered in his ear, swaying to the beat. In other words, hold my hand. Richie spun Eddie and pulled him back to his embrace once more. Eds? In other words, baby, kiss me. Richie leaned down and connected Eddie's lips with his own, and Eddie disintegrated. Beverly pressed a hand over her mouth to muffle her squeal. She pointed wildly at the two interlocked silhouettes. The boys simply gaped. Well? Mike breathed After a few moments, looks like Bev won. Shit, Bill sighed, handing Beverly the $20 bill. Bev smirked. Pay up, boys. Ben handed her another 20, followed by Mike, and Stan was the last to pay. I told you we shouldn't have done this. It's fucking stupid. Don't be a sore loser, Stan. Bev chided, holding out her hand acceptantly. I won fair and square. Stan rolled his eyes and handed her the bill. Eddie broke the contact, but still held onto Richie's soft hands. Wow, Eddie mumbled. That was... I know. Eddie touched his lips. Kinda tasted like vanilla. Yeah, sorry. I just ate a shit ton of frosting, so, Richie practically glowed with 1,000 emotions at once. Wow, way to kill the mood, Eddie mumbled under his breath. We can revive it. Yeah, sure. Richie dipped Eddie and beamed down at him. I fucking love you, Spaghetti. You talk too much, Tozier. Eddie wrapped his arms around Richie's neck and leaned in for another kiss.